Hello and welcome to another Discussion Friday podcast. Today, the subject will be conspiracy theorist or conspiracy investigator. As usual, I'll start with a little definition. So, according to the Webster Dictionary, the definition of a conspiracy theorist is a person that has a theory that explains an event or situation as the result of a secret plan by usually powerful people or groups. So to be called a conspiracy theory, it must involve a powerful group and an event caused or controlled by that powerful group. A good example of this would be the JFK assassination. This conspiracy theory has been going on for a very long time. Without going into great length in this one, if you ask anybody about that event, boom, the government killed JFK because he wanted to expose the now called deep state, remove, close, get rid of the Federal Reserve, where the US money is controlled, etc. Because of that, they sent this Oswald guy to kill JFK. Then other shooters were involved in case Oswald was to miss, etc., etc., etc. You can be here listening all day long about this one, and I would still be talking about it. This theory alone, actually. So now move forward a few decades after the event. Trump gets in power. He released the JFK FBI files. And we find out in their investigation, the FBI investigation, that was maybe poorly done, but we find the confirmation of what all people knew. There was more than one shooter. Dum dum dum. So it was all true after all. The conspiracy theorists were right all along. Deep state did kill. Whoa, 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 whoa. Not so fast. There was more than one shooter, but it does not mean that all the other parts of the theory were true. They should have another investigation for sure, but you see, the Kardashians, all distraction done by the deep state to prevent the truth from getting out. This little last bit here was just a short time in a conspiracy theorist mind. Now you can laugh at it, ignore it, etc., but you cannot say that those people are not curious. When it hurts, in a way, because curiosity is really good. It is necessary even. So, where should we draw the line? Where does a curious person becomes a real conspiracy theorist? Well, let's start by asking some questions, shall we? Because asking questions is a natural feature of communication, but also one of the most important tools which teachers have at their disposal. So here we go. Why is curiosity so important? Here are 4 reasons. It makes your mind active instead of passive. Well, curious people always ask questions and search for answers in their minds. Their minds are always active, since the mind is like a muscle which becomes stronger through continual exercise. The mental exercise caused by curiosity makes your mind stronger and stronger. Second, it makes your mind observant of new ideas. When you are curious about something, your mind expects and anticipates new ideas related to it. When the ideas come, they will soon be recognized. Without curiosity, the ideas may pass right in front of you, and yet you miss them because your mind is not prepared to recognize them. Just think how many great ideas may have been lost due to lack of curiosity. 3. It opens up new worlds and possibilities. By being curious, you will be able to see new worlds and possibilities, which are normally not visible. They are hidden behind the surface of normal life, and it takes a curious mind to look beneath the surface and discover these new worlds and possibilities. Number 4, it brings excitement into your life. The life of a curious person is far from boring. It's neither dull nor routine. There are always new things that attract their attention. They are always new toys to play with. Instead of being bored, curious people have an adventurous life. An adventurous life. Life has its twists and turns. It can throw curveballs when you least expect it. Things can happen to you that you truly have no explanation for and are not in your control. Life is not perfect, but that's what makes it beautiful. It is, if it is perfect, or if it would be perfect, we would be so bored in a perfect life. We would all be trying different kinds of drugs. Oh wait, we already do. But that's beside the point. There was a time not too long ago where conspiracy theories were either embraced by people or ridiculed. They either awakened people or made them chuckle, depending on their disposition towards a conspiracy. Today, they are being considered dangerous by many tech companies, the government, and a growing number of citizens. But why? Well, let me read you the New York Times first paragraph and some key points of the article that was published on December 5th, 2016. And I quote, Edgar M. Welsh, a 28-year-old father of two from Salisbury, North Carolina, recently read online that Comet Ping Pong, a pizza restaurant in Northwest Washington, was harboring young children as sex slaves as part of a child abuse ring led by Hillary Clinton. Apparently concerned, Mr. Welsh drove about 6 hours on Sunday from his home to Comet Ping Pong to see the situation for himself, according to court documents. Not long after arriving at the pizzeria, the police said he fired from a assault rifle AR-15. The police arrested him. They found a rifle and handgun in the restaurant. No one was hurt. End of quote. And the article is quite long, so you can definitely go and look at this one. I will use the word here, Pizzagate. Just using the word online might get me in trouble because of what happened, but I need to use it to explain how those theories can be dangerous. So this Pizzagate thing was essentially what started this whole thing. with the result of that paragraph I just quote there. All this was started by certain code words read in those famous Clinton emails that were made public by WikiLeaks. In short, because that's kind of a very long story, WikiLeaks posted the emails from Hillary Clinton. Some people that were against Clinton were looking for something to get her in jail or make her look so bad that she would lose her election. And that was done at all cost. They found some code words, according to them, that linked the Clinton to the child abuse ring. All this happening in a basement of a pizzeria. You have all the elements needed: a negative situation, a secret plan by powerful people, and that is all you need actually to get the conspiracy going. But there is right here more than a few problems. First, the emails were looked at in a way to find something, anything that would get Clinton in trouble. Then, it involved a business that did not even have a basement where the alleged abuse took place. But to a conspiracy theorist's mind, that is not an issue. They just found a way to hide the entrance. That is why it was not discovered. Yeah, that's it, right? Well, Mr. Welch went in a pizzeria with the intention to save those kids from the abuse. Thanks to whatever you believe in, nobody was killed. But I am sure you can see how those fake news can become dangerous. But does it mean that everybody asking a question or being curious is a conspiracy theorist? Absolutely not. Does having a controversial opinion make you a conspiracy theorist? Absolutely not. Remember the definition? It must involve the belief that a covert, powerful group is involved to be a conspiracy theory. Imagine the situation if instead of creating a story to get Clinton in trouble, imagine if people finding those proof from the WikiLeaks, the investigative journalists, if instead of doing this publicity stunt, which I think that was that more than anything else, if they would have done a real investigation, a little bit like something that was done with from Project Veritas when they did the Google, Facebook investigation. And by the way, this could be another podcast on its own, so I'm not going to go further than that. You can look it up yourself, the Project Veritas. I'm certain the situation would have been completely different. And this poor guy that got really upset and wanted to save those poor kids would certainly not have gone in the pizzeria to help those poor kids. See how different curiosity and asking the proper questions can change a situation? I think also the main problem with all those conspiracy theories is that history has shown us two things. First, many, if not most of conspiracy theories, or at least the ones that get the most attention, are either all false or cannot be proven. Paul McCartney did not die in 1966. The Earth isn't flat. We really did land on the moon. But for every debunked theory, there are the Gulf of Tonkin stories that turned out to be true. Lest we forget, it was insane to think the NSA in the US was spying on people before Edward Snowden demonstrated they were. Thanks to the internet now, we have the power and freedom to explore whatever conspiracy theories strike our fancy. Except we don't. Not anymore. Once a conspiracy theory starts to make sense to someone, believers engage in something called confirmation bias. We are all guilty of this psychological habit. But those with a distrusting nature are more likely to engage in it. I mean, don't get me wrong here. I love those conspiracies. I actually know most of them, and I enjoy investigating them. I look into them with a conspiracy mind. But I try not to have the confirmation bias, nor the idea that what I look at is 100% true or false. Most of those theories are based on a fact. But as soon as you spin the idea that this or that may or may not have happened, and you have no facts, then that's when I go off and just find another conspiracy to investigate. So I'm more of a conspiracy investigator, I guess, more than a theorist. And oh, look at that! I like that term. Remember, I coined this term. I have used it first. Mwahaha. All this to say, continue to be curious. Continue to ask questions. Answer the question asked, if you know them. Do not draw conclusions on opinions. Look for facts. And when it actually, and then you can make your own decision on whatever event, if it's true or not, or anything in between. That's the only way to actually know the truth. Well, unless you lived it, of course. So, I hope this little one kind of cleared up the idea of what is a conspiracy theorist, investigators. So, I'll end on this nice note. Take care, everybody. Much love, and see you at another Discussion Friday podcast.